What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Almost back at two cars already sold. I want to tell you, I've had several people in the comments. They've seen this thing sitting in the background. They're like, what are you doing with an R129 500 SL Mercedes, Rob? What in the hell are you doing with this thing? This is out of my wheelhouse. But I got a little confession to make before I get into the story of why I got this. I've always been a sucker for bad man cars. Bad man, bad boy. You think about it. Everybody who is like the sinister guy or the bad guy drove a 500 SL. Ice Cube. Eazy-E, Dr. Dre. Everybody in NWA had one. You know, Snoop didn't because he was a lack man, and I'm kind of a lack guy too. You watch, like old episodes of Dallas. J.R. Ewing, boom, 500 SL. I love that. Like any 90s douchebag had an SL Mercedes. And, and then I'm not a Mercedes aficionado. I just like this look. I love it. This looks like old money to me. Like like Ed Bowen, I like to look like I won the lottery 10 years ago. Well, this looks like I won a scratch off 30 years ago. And I love this body style. They had these, 91 all the way to like 2000, I think. The early ones I like with a big steering wheel with a big airbag in it. Not talking about like them child safe airbags. We're talking about them airbags like decapitate your ass, which the windshield would probably be better than the airbag, come to think about it. But anyway, such a cool car, very iconic. I'm not the biggest book reader in the world, but I did read The Wolf of Wall Street before it was a movie. And it tickles me after reading the book, the differences of the book and the movie. And you'll have that, based on a true story. It's kind of like, they embellish on certain things. If it was a movie about my life, they would probably use Matthew McConaughey to play me, which I think would be seriously sandbagging on the looks department by using him, but whatever, whatever. Just do it. Make it happen. I'm so full of shit, I'm starting to believe it. But anyway, but in The Wolf of Wall Street, if you watch the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio, when he was leaving the clubhouse, when he was tripping on lewds, and he was driving the white Countach Lamborghini, and he just tears it all to hell going back to his house. Well, in real life, that happened, but he wasn't driving a white Lamborghini. He was driving a red SL 500, and I guess they thought it would be better if he was driving a Lambo. So I actually read that in the book. But everybody that was the bad guy, the mobster or the rap guy or whatever, this was the car of choice. And then, of course, if it wasn't that, it was lawyers and doctors. I mean, like literally. And now it looks like a car like this guy. If somebody drove this car today, it would look like somebody would sell you bad dope. I mean, like literally, like this guy's going to sell you straight up grass clippings. These things were damn near bulletproof. 5-liter V8. I mean, these things are tough as nails. And this thing will still fly. Like, it's crazy. So my buddy calls me up out of the blue. And he goes, man, I got the car for you. Now, keep in mind, I get this call, message, text probably 50 times a week. I got the car for you. Insert generic car here. He said, man, I got a 500 SL. Zero interest. Crickets. And he goes, man, I'm moving. It's a cool car. It's got a cool background to it. I'm moving because of my job. I'm not taking it with me. What will you give me for it? Just make me an offer. He said, but be careful. He said, because I'm telling you something. You make me an offer, you're probably going to end up owning it. So I aimed low. Very low. Like low. And guess what? I got it. So I sent the trailer ginger up there to grab this thing in Virginia. And he brought it back and he brought it to the house. And keep in mind, I live in a neighborhood where only the finest brothels are and very hoity-toity stuff. And I was a little nervous about a POS Mercedes coming into my hood. You know what I'm saying? So it got dropped off at my house on a Sunday. And, Devin backs it off the trailer and pulls it in the driveway. And I'm thinking, this thing's going to leak oil all over my damn driveway. What's the neighbors going to say? We're giving handies down the street, but we can't have oil stains in our driveway. No leaks. I get in it. Fires right up. No check engine lights on. No airbag light on. Air's on, blowing cold. This ain't too bad. Hell, I zip it around the block, grab breakfast in it. Never missed a beat. Brought it back to the house. Hell, I drove it to the warehouse the next day. Riding around. I even popped a selfie on Instagram with my Rollie holding my Mercedes steering wheel, my SL. It's like it brings the bad boy out in you. Now understand that this thing now is not baller status. This is more like bowling baller status now. But it's a pimp ass ride. Like you're cruising. I mean, even though it's a 30-something-year-old Mercedes, this thing is so freaking cool. And I mean, I just couldn't resist to pop that selfie, just sitting there like this, considering my watch cost 4 times as much as this car did. But I had to do it. I couldn't resist. I don't know if it's that little Mercedes emblem made me do it or what, but it's just that thing. It came out in me, and I'm normally not that guy. And I drove it here, and I zipped it around. Cubby Kai drove it, and Matt, the camera guy, drove it. Hell, we did a burnout at it. Like, this thing spin, like it'll get a wheel. And I mean, like, I'm really, 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 really cool about it. Like, and I totally forgot the best part of this story. I don't want to get too far off. Talk about bad boys that own this thing. So the cool part is my good friend works for the feds. And this car belonged to a guy that was a really big crook and was featured on American Greed, with Stacy Keach narrating. Love that guy. Yeah, this thing was in a big insurance scandal, and this was his beach house car. And now it's going to be someone else's project. I think it's going to be a father-son project. It sold earlier today. And I thought just before I rolled out of the door, I want to tell you guys about my bad boy Benz. And you know what? I'm a little sad to see it go. Well, I mean, it's I didn't drive that much. It's filthy. It's nasty. And it's pollen season here in the South. So naturally, everything's trashed. But I had to tell you the story about the American Greed, old money Benz. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars. Whoa. This one.
This one.
That's what this very camera.
That.
All right, good now.
Not that one.
No, or that one, or that one. Or the one on the backside. I haven't figured that one out yet.
Feels me.
Yeah, I know. Stud.
Take my shirt off sometimes.
Rub your nipples. Status. This is more like bowling baller status. Or this thing's more like bowling baller. Literally, a car like this, your daddy's gonna sue somebody. I'm just throwing that out there.